Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take on the cash only, no credit card challenge. For the next week, I will be living solely on $100 cash with no other payment methods. No debit cards, no credit cards, no Venmo or PayPal. Just me and my Benjamin Franklins. I came up with this idea because I realized how reliant I've become on cashless payments. It's so easy to just tap my phone or card to pay for something. But what would happen if I only had actual physical money to get by? Could I survive a full week on just a single $100 bill? Well, there's only one way to find out. The rules I've set for myself are: 1. I can only spend the $100 I've withdrawn. No accessing bank accounts or credit cards. 2. I must pay for necessities like food, transportation, etc. with the cash. If it runs out, I'm out of luck. 3. I can only withdraw money in an emergency situation. 4. Document the experience as I go. I withdrew the money this morning, so I officially have $97 and some change after those pesky ATM fees. But before my cash-only week begins, let's go through some things I already have at home that will help me get through this experiment. I went through my pantry and took stock of what food I currently have that I can rely on for meals. That includes pasta, rice, some canned goods and spices and such. I also have a Brita water filter, so I don't have to worry about purchasing bottled water. And I filled up my car with gas beforehand because I definitely need to get around this week. I do have some cash set aside for laundry since I'll likely need to do a load or two. And of course cash for my Metro card to get around the city. Other than that, for an entire week, $100 bucks is all I got. Alright. Day 1 begins now. Today I'm starting off my cash-only challenge and it's already proving to be tricky. I didn't realize how many small, everyday purchases I make without thinking twice about it. I stopped to get a coffee on the way to work, which already put a decent dent in my funds. $4 gone just like that. I resisted the urge to get any snacks or other things when I was grabbing my coffee. Gotta be strict with myself. When lunchtime rolled around, I regretted not packing food because the options around my office are pretty expensive. I don't think a $15 salad is gonna be worth it. I ended up just getting a banana and peanut butter sandwich from the bodega, which wasn't too pricey. But going forward I'll definitely be meal prepping and bringing food from home rather than buying it. After work, I met up with some friends for some drinks and I couldn't resist getting one round. That set me back $15. I knew going out at all this week would be a luxury, but I didn't realize how expensive just a couple hours at a bar with friends would be. I likely can't justify doing that more than once this week if I'm going to have cash left for other necessities. So after just day 1, a good chunk of my money is gone, but that's all part of the challenge. Moving forward I'll be more careful about recreational spending and focus my cash on absolute must-haves. Stay tuned to see if I can survive the rest of the week. Alright, on to day 2 of the cash challenge. And today did not get off to a great start. I completely spaced and took an Uber to an appointment this morning without thinking it through. That was $18 out of pocket that I hadn't budgeted for at all. $18 just to get 4 miles down the road. Really regretting that unnecessary splurge first thing in the morning. Could have easily taken the bus for a fraction of the price. The rest of the day I was much more diligent about my spending. I packed snacks and lunch to have during the day, so I didn't need to buy anything. Made dinner at home and didn't go out after work even though my friends invited me. Knowing I still have several days left to go, I couldn't justify spending money at the bar 2 nights in a row. I'm noticing things in my everyday life I pay for without blinking an eye. Like Spotify for music, Hulu for entertainment, Amazon Prime for quick delivery. None of which I can access without a credit card on file. It's frustrating not having those small luxuries I'm used to. But that's kind of the point of this challenge. To realize what I actually depend on financially week to week. So with more careful planning I was able to mostly avoid spending anything day 2. Minus that stupid Uber. Check back in tomorrow when the halfway point hits. Will I ultimately survive the week using just cash? I've hit the halfway mark. Day 3 of the cash-only challenge is officially here. My mindset has shifted a lot the past couple days as I continue adapting to this limited budget lifestyle. I'm thinking through every purchase, no matter how small, and determining if it's absolutely essential or not. Like today, I was craving my favorite packaged sushi from the supermarket. It's only $8, but when I only have $XX to make it through 3 more days, $8 feels like a lot. So instead, I made my own rice and tuna sushi at home. It wasn't nearly as tasty, but it did the job and didn't cost me a cent. Being unable to order takeout has probably been the biggest adjustment so far. I never realized how often I rely on Uber Eats or Seamless when I don't feel like cooking. The temptation is there every night, but I've been trying out new recipes with what I have at home and getting creative in the kitchen. Transportation has also been tricky. I've been walking and taking the subway as much as possible, but it takes so much more time and planning compared to just quickly calling an Uber. And even using public transport adds up quickly, with single rides being $2.75 a pop. When you're on a tight budget, all those little costs really start to hurt. I definitely slipped up and made a few unnecessary purchases these past few days, but for the most part, I'm getting the hang of budgeting strictly in cash. Though I never carry this much cash normally, so I'm constantly worried about losing it somewhere too. Anyway, wish me luck as I enter the home stretch. The next cash update comes after the final day 7. Well everyone, I made it. The 1-week cash-only challenge is officially complete. My 7 days of living on $100 came to an end today. And I have to say, it was tough. I don't know how people do it long term. The stress of constantly having to think about money took a real mental toll these past 7 days. Especially those last few days as my funds dwindled down more and more. I found myself counting and recounting the cash I had left, obsessing over what the next necessary purchase would be, wondering if I was calculating right or if I had somehow already screwed this up. Ultimately, the $100 did last me the full week, but only because I made significant lifestyle changes I wouldn't be able to maintain long term. I leaned entirely on food I already had at home, avoided social situations that cost money, and gave up so many small services and conveniences I didn't realize I relied on. Like getting deliveries from Amazon Prime rather than going to physical stores, or booking Ubers without a second thought when I was running late, or grabbing a morning coffee without bringing cash from home. All tiny purchases that add a feeling of ease to my normal lifestyle. This experiment definitely opened my eyes to all the privileges that come with easy access to credit and banking services. How many safety nets I have that I take for granted. At the end of the day, $100 is not very much money. Not when you're completely cut off from all other accounts or lines of credit. I'm so relieved this challenge is over and I can go back to my regular routine, because being cash dependent only is rough. Major props to those who manage on a cash-only budget full-time. That's a whole level of money savviness I clearly don't possess. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you try this cash-only challenge, or what other budgeting experiments I should take on next. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch ya next time.